I'm Ever. I'm the campus policy manager at REAP on campus, which means that I do a lot of Title IX campus policy broadly. So working with students and working with institutions to push for better Title IX policies and sexual assault response policies on campus.
I'm Phoebe. I'm the policy fellow here, and in my role I help set our legislative agenda by tracking and researching federal legislation and creating digital campaigns and resources for students to use in their own community.
Recently, the Department of Education put forward proposed changes to Title IX, and Title IX is how campus sexual violence is handled on college campuses. One way that you can let the government know about how you feel about regulations is to comment on them. The problem is the process of commenting on a federal regulation is pretty confusing, definitely like kind of high level. It involves going to like a weird looking website, and it's just like not a thing that's super accessible. So we were really looking for a campaign that would explain what's going on and give people tools to engage with this kind of like wonky, I often use the word opaque process, and which thankfully Quorum has a tool to set up a way to comment on regulations. So we did partner with Know Your 9, which is a close ally of ours in the movement, and they also work in campus sexual violence and campus Title IX policy, and together we collaborated on making a whole bunch of material, and actually Know Your 9 built a whole website that we used for our collaborative campaign that hosted our Quorum campaign, and all of the information that someone would need to participate in the campaign was right on that website.
And then in the form itself, we made a Mad Lib style template, kind of an outline, so they could plug in their own information, tell their story in the way they wanted to, and it, I think, made it less overwhelming, so they could pick one or two parts of the role they wanted to talk about that they felt important, and we gave them sentence starters, so they really just had to plug in their information.
All regulatory departments look for unique comments that say something that's really substantive, that has a lot of data and information in it, and is different than all the other comments before it. So a problem that we've seen other campaigns fall into is that when you post like a draft comment that people can just sign and submit, all of those comments get counted as one.
Quorum was huge in sorting the data. We got an incredible amount. We got over 6,000 comments. That's a large amount to sort through. So we wanted to know who was commenting, what they thought was important, and what they were mentioning in the rule. So sorting by how many doctors were commenting, how many students, how many survivors, most importantly, who were entrusting us with their stories.
So even while constructing the campaign, she had in mind, like, what are we going to want at the other end of this campaign, and how can we like use Quorum and use what's already there to make sure that we have the best information available at the other end. So things like adding UTM codes to all of our partner links so that we could see exactly where they were coming from were things that she had already thought of before we had even started hosting the campaign in other places.
I mean, one of the biggest impacts, I think, was being able to see the comments in live time as they came through. That was really helpful over the month of the comment period to understand what they were talking about, ways that we could adjust messaging and how we are putting out links to the campaign.
Yeah, when we finally launched it and we started seeing people submitting individual comments using the resources that we gave them, and we could see that happening, it was like a really cool moment of success. I just like remember calling the whole team around the computer screen to just like read the comments because we could see that what we did was working, and that was a really cool moment. And in general, this campaign, this regulation had more comments than any other regulation from the Department of Education. It had 106,000, I think, and 6,000 of those came from us, which is really cool to see that massive number of people we were able to reach through our networks and through our partners.
Part of my job is to build out these digital campaigns for people in the movement, and so by doing that, there's a lot of different options, not only commenting on regulation, but for people to engage with their members on certain issues. So they can call them, to write letters in. So those are coming up, and you can visit and get updates at nraponcampus.org.